Cheesehead Nation, the Green Bay Packers are heading into the playoffs with no shortage of drama, challenges, and uncertainty. As the team prepares for their wildcard showdown against the Philadelphia Eagles, key storylines are shaping this critical moment. Jordan Love's injury status, the return of crucial defensive starters, and perhaps most importantly, how the team will cope with the massive loss of wide receiver Christian Watson. This is a moment that could define the Packers season and set the tone for the future. So let's dive in and break it all down. First, let's address the elephant in the room, Jordan Love. The Packers quarterback suffered an elbow injury during the regular season finale against the Chicago Bears, a game where Love had to leave in the second quarter after falling awkwardly on his arm. He later revealed that he temporarily lost feeling in his throwing hand, though he's since regained it. While Love returned to practice on Wednesday in a limited capacity, he described his availability for Sunday's game as hopeful. This is a critical development because the Packers' playoff hopes rest largely on Love's ability to lead the offense against a tough Eagles defense. Head coach Matt LaFleur shared some optimism earlier this week, stating that Love could have returned to the game against the Bears if necessary. Backup quarterback Malik Willis, who replaced Love and briefly dealt with a thumb issue of his own, also appears to be in good shape. However, let's not sugarcoat the situation. Love's elbow soreness, combined with his recent injury history — he missed 2 games earlier this season with a knee issue — raises concerns about his ability to perform at 100% in one of the biggest games of his career. But Green Bay's challenges don't stop there. The absence of Christian Watson is arguably the team's most significant obstacle heading into the postseason. Watson tore his ACL in Week 18, a devastating blow to an offense that relies heavily on explosive plays. Watson averaged an astounding 21.4 yards per catch this season, and was a key factor in the Packers ranking 3rd in the NFL in yards per route run. With Watson on the field, Green Bay's explosive play rate was the best in the league at 16.3%. Without him, that number plummets to 10.1%, ranking 25th in the NFL. It's clear, replacing Watson's combination of size, speed, and versatility is a monumental task. Head coach Matt LaFleur acknowledged the magnitude of Watson's absence, saying, "He's so versatile in his ability to play multiple positions. Obviously, he's got an element in terms of his size and speed that's tough to replicate. There's not many built like him around the league." The numbers back that up, and against an Eagles defense that thrives at limiting explosive plays, allowing them on just 10.3% of opponent dropbacks, the Packers will need to rely on creativity and execution to generate big gains. So, how can Green Bay adjust? First, expect more from receivers Romeo Doubs and Jayden Reed, who have stepped up in crucial moments this season. Doubs, in particular, will need to replicate the form that saw him dominate the playoffs last year. Reed's versatility and ability to work underneath routes will also be vital against Philadelphia's deep safety coverage. Additionally, Malik Heath and Dontavion Wicks could see expanded roles, while LaFleur might lean on running backs Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon as dual threats in both the rushing and passing game. Efficiency will be key. As LaFleur emphasized, we've got to stay ahead of the sticks. It's going to be very important for our offense to be efficient. On the defensive side of the ball, there's finally some good news. Both Key Walker and Evan Williams returned to practice this week after missing significant time due to injuries. Walker's presence at linebacker will help stabilize the Packers' defense, which has been vulnerable in his absence. Meanwhile, Williams' return at safety is a welcome boost to a secondary that has been forced to rely on rookies and backups in recent weeks. If both players are cleared to play on Sunday, the defense will look much closer to the unit that finished the season ranked 5th in total defense and 6th in points allowed, its best marks since the Super Bowl winning campaign in 2010. But let's not forget, the Eagles are dealing with their own quarterback uncertainty. Jalen Hurts, who suffered a concussion in late December, returned to practice this week. Hurts has been the engine of Philadelphia's success, combining efficient passing with dynamic rushing ability. The Eagles finished the regular season at 14-3, and Hurts played a huge role, throwing for 2,903 yards and 18 touchdowns, while adding 14 rushing touchdowns. His dual threat capability will test every level of the Packers' defense, especially as the Eagles operate behind one of the league's most dominant offensive lines. So, where does all of this leave the Packers? The odds are stacked against them. They enter the game as underdogs on the road against a red-hot Eagles team that has won 12 of its last 13 games. And yet, this is the NFL playoffs, a time when anything can happen. The Packers know this better than most. Last year, they became the first ever 7th seed to win a playoff game under the NFL's expanded format. The mantra inside the locker room is simple. It's 0-0 now. The postseason is a new season. Jordan Love echoed that sentiment, saying, "We've got to flush the season and have a clean slate. Obviously, we're not getting in with momentum, but who cares? We've got to go ahead and attack this week." That attitude, combined with a focus on execution, discipline, and complementary football, will be essential if the Packers are to pull off the upset in Philadelphia. Cheesehead Nation, this is where legacies are built. Do the Packers have what it takes to overcome these challenges and make a deep playoff run? Can Jordan Love lead this team past the Eagles despite his injury? And how will the Packers adjust to life without Christian Watson? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with every Packers fan you know. The playoffs are here, and the Green Bay Packers are ready to fight. Go Pack, go!